Social media interactions become interesting only when it is two-way. You must get a fair chance to interact with the person you follow or the person whose videos you watch. I have started this new initiative, Ask Milestones to Wealth Anything, AMA in short, through which all of you can stay in touch, ask me questions you like to ask, clear your doubts on personal finance, learn more about Milestones to Wealth and about our PMS products, and stay connected. So, this brings us closer. I am able to be closer to you, to help you in whatever way I can. You feel closer by asking whatever you wish to, and we grow together, helping each other along the way. So fill in this form and stay connected through Ask Milestones to Wealth Anything. How do you make your work 100% pro-investor? 100% pro-investor investing is something every investor deserves. What do I mean by 100% pro-investor investing? It means everything to do with the investment process is centered around only one person's interest, and that is the investor. When you have other people involved in this process, it could be a distributor of financial products, it could be a registered investment advisor, it could be a portfolio manager, it could be an asset management company, it could be a platform, or it could be any other technology-driven entity. When you have all these entities involved in different ways with the investor, how do you ensure that the investing is 100% pro-investor? This is a question that has been bothering me for a very, very long time, and this is what brought me into the investment world as a professional. As an investor, I always fought hard personally to ensure that my investing was 100% pro-investor because I was the investor. As long as I was an individual investor, this involved so many battles with so many entities because their interests were always clashing with mine. Often, the conflict of interest battles would eventually start favoring the other side. When I wanted to become an investment professional, I wanted to see how this could be changed. But it took many, many years of hard work and effort to build on this idea and to constantly create ways of investing which will make the interest of the investor supreme. Most people confuse payment of fees as the problem or as the most important problem faced by an investor. I think whatever be the fees, let's say it's 1% or even 2%. What matters is the 98 and 99% which is remaining must be handled in a 100% pro-investor way. That's the most important thing. If the capital X of fees is handled in a way which is always keeping the interest of the investor in mind, I don't think fees are a problem. Fees become a problem only when this conflict between all these other entities and the investor starts playing out in the capital of the investor. Only when these other agencies don't handle the 98 or 99% of the money X of fees do the real problems begin. I think that's reasonably easy to solve, and that's something that I believed in even when I entered the investment world as a professional. I did a few simple things. I didn't allow that money to bother me. I already had enough money. So my entire focus was on the remaining 98 or 99% of the money on which I was making financial decisions. I wanted the decisions to be 100% pro investor, and that's something that I can say with some degree of certainty has been the case with my work on my journey. Keeping that decision completely interest aligned with the investor at all times and thinking always about the investor and what the decision would mean to the investor taught me a lot. Many of the decisions which were good for me may not be good for the investor because his risk appetite will be different, his time horizon will be different, and his risk capacity will be different. When you have differential risk profiles between advisors, stroke managers on the one side and the investor on the other side, there has to be one basic thing that will ensure that the investing is 100% pro investor. What is that basic necessity? The basic necessity is all investment decisions should be thought through from the shoes of the investor, not from the shoes of the manager. This is something that I learned to practice with every single decision, and as I kept making more and more decisions, it became natural for me to think from the investor's perspective rather than from my own perspective. It does not mean that the decisions are in any way inferior to the decisions that I would make for myself. Suitability was what made the difference between decisions I made for myself and decisions I made for the investor. When I make decisions which are suitable to the investor, which are 100% suitable to the investor, those decisions get better results and give more comfort to the investor. When the investor gets more comfort and he gets better results, he gets the confidence to do more in his investing. And when he seamlessly starts doing more in his investing, he starts getting more out of his portfolio. The relationship itself elevates itself to a higher plane. This is something that is the most critical part of 100% pro investor investing. If we manage this, then there is no discussion on the fees, there is no debate on how much is the fair value of the work because the work has far exceeded the fair value. I think when our work exceeds fair value of what is paid and we don't think too much about that pay while we run the decision making, the relationship turns into a long-term one and its productivity increases exponentially because most people don't get to experience the advantage of a relationship growing and compounding. It's not just the money that grows and compounds. The relationship also grows and compounds. So, when I try to work on a 100% pro investor model, what I'm trying to do is compound the relationship and grow it consistently over a very long period of time. And when the relationship compounds and when we run the decision factory, keeping the investor in mind all the time, the money also compounds and the investing becomes 100% pro investor. This is my key learning as an investment professional, and I hope to grow this learning more and more in the coming years because that gives me a sense of satisfaction that I did the right thing by working for investors and I am doing the right thing for investors today and that I can continue to do the right thing for more investors tomorrow. Thank you for being there with me.